I want to show you something else. For the audience, these are messages we can put up on the screen here that Gavin Williamson, who I think you're his boss in the Cabinet Office, a government minister, sent to the then Chief Whip, Wendy Morton. Now, I'm not going to read out everything they say because they're pretty vile. They contain some pretty unpleasant language. Is that an acceptable way to talk to a colleague?
No, it's not. And these were sent in the heat of the moment at a very difficult time. Gavin accepts that he shouldn't have said these things and that he regrets it, and we should all treat each other with respect and courtesy, and that was not the case there.
The problem with this is that Rishi Sunak, your boss, said on his first day moving into Downing Street that he was going to have a government with the highest integrity, the highest accountability and the highest levels of professionalism. He gave Gavin Williamson a job back in government, even though he'd been warned that there was a complaint of bullying.
Well, it was no secret that Gavin Williamson and others indeed didn't enjoy a good relationship with the Chief Whip at the time. It was not the case, though, that the Prime Minister saw the detail
no, but he
or
knew
actually
there was a
saw those
complaint
texts
against
themselves.
Gavin Williamson.
Well, the complaint itself is ongoing, and I don't think it would be appropriate for me to prejudge that. And obviously, it has to be treated with confidentiality.
What's to prejudge? We've all seen the texts. There's no dispute. Gavin Williamson has said he did it and he knows he shouldn't have done it. I don't think viewers will think this morning there has to be some sort of big investigation. He did something he shouldn't have done that was obviously very unpleasant for the person who received those text messages. The Prime Minister knew there was a complaint about him bullying people and he gave him a job anyway. What is to investigate? Surely that's a complete contradiction of your boss's ambition to have a government of the highest integrity.
Well, on the facts of that exchange, as I said to you, that's not acceptable. He shouldn't have said it. He has said that he regrets doing so. He has given some context, which was that this was at the time of heightened frustration. It was, remember him as a backbencher to the Chief Whip.
What, so if you're in a bad mood, it's okay to talk like that to a colleague?
This is not acceptable. However, there is this complaints process ongoing, and it was not the case that the Prime Minister had seen this exchange of messages.
So there's no consequence for Gavin Williamson for doing this?
Well, as I said,
punishment,
Laura,
no consequence, he just says sorry and move on?
The complaints process is ongoing, so I don't think, you can't say you're going to have a complaints process and then have a minister come on this show and start to prejudge that. What is right for me to say is that this is not acceptable. That is what Gavin himself has accepted. What I'm also saying to you is let that process complete.
I think what a lot of our viewers might also say is that the message that the government has sent by giving him a job in the knowledge that there was a complaint about him is that it's okay to do that and get a job back in government.
As I said, the Prime Minister had not seen the specifics.
He knew there was a complaint about him.
Exchange. You've seen what the former chairman, Jake Berry, had said, and I have to say it was no great secret that there was not a good relationship between the two of them.
OK, Oliver Dowden, thank you so much for coming in. We'll see how that transpires in the next few days. Great.